list is The Hobbit, There and Back Again. Now, if you saw my top 10 best movies, you'll know that The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug was my favorite movie of this year. But kind of going into... Oh, shoot! Oh. What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I have another top 10s list video to share with you guys today. Now that I have my top 10 best and worst movies of 2013 done and out of the way, it is now time that I look towards the future and share with you guys my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2014. Now, like always, my list may be drastically different than yours, but heck, it's my opinion. And starting off real simple with number 10, I picked Transformers: Age of Extinction. Now, I know that some people really dislike the Transformers films, but for me personally, I felt that 1 and 3 kind of serve out as guilty pleasures for me, and I generally do enjoy them. Now, going into this one, this seems to be the most refreshing start Transformers, because it looks like all the Transformers are going to have completely redesigns. We're going to have a whole new different human cast, hopefully a much better human cast, because I don't actually mind the human parts as long as there's a good balance between the Transformers and the humans. We're still not sure on what the threat is, although it has been rumored that Unicron might be the main threat. I'm not sure how that's going to work. And they're finally bringing in the Dinobots, and that's, you know, that's always a fan pleaser. I just think that going into it, it just has the most elements to actually make a very entertaining film. Because although these movies are kind of mindless, we don't really go there for the story or the plot. We just go there to see robots beat the crap out of each other, and that's what counts. Going on into number 9 was one that I was really interested in, and I don't know all that much about it so far, but that is Disney's Maleficent. Now, I'm really quite interested on the whole concept of doing like a backstory for one of Disney's most infamous and like kind of early famous overall Disney villains, Maleficent, and I just hope that Disney does not do the same thing they did with Snow White and the Huntsman, with the backstory of that queen as kind of just make her like this crazed man-hater. I really would like to see a different like side of Maleficent. Maybe she wasn't always all bad. Maybe some terrible incident or something happened that made her this evil. And to be honest, I really haven't even seen an Angelina Jolie film in theaters since, I want to say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So it's been a while, and I do think that she is a really good actress, and I think she can pull this off, although I'm just not so far minding the look. I kind of wish her skin was a little bit more green, because that's kind of one of the main elements of Maleficent, but maybe her skin will turn green by the end of the film or something. Going into number 8 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Now, you guys know how I feel about Marvel films. Go after Avengers, you know, Iron Man 3 really wasn't working, but surprisingly, Thor: The Dark World did work for me, and it kind of did show me that maybe Disney does have a direction with these Marvel films that can work, and if they really want to solidify that, then I really hope that this continues with Captain America. Still don't know too much about the Winter Soldier storyline, but I do know that it is a really popular storyline amongst Captain America fans, and so I'm just really interested to see exactly what they do with this particular storyline in this world environment. And hopefully, if it does manage to work as well, then I might even just be even more pumped up to see Avengers 2 in 2015. Going on to number 7, I picked the Lego Movie. The Lego Movie is simply one of those movies that's going to come out early on in the year, and it's going to be just sheer fun. And it's going to be fun on a level that both adults and kids can enjoy, and that's really something difficult to do with, I believe, Legos. But, you know, Legos, I just think that what they're trying to do with, you know, this famous group of toys with the ability of just true creation is something unique, and it'd be really interesting to see a storyline being adapted for something as simple as Lego blocks. And the fact that they're going to have all these great cameos from superheroes to famous Lego characters that some of us may recognize, I just think that all these elements coming together is going to make something very entertaining and very smart to watch. Going on to number 6, I picked The Hobbit, There and Back Again. If you saw my top 10 best movies of 2013's list, you would know that The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug was my favorite movie of this year. And although I'm not as pumped up to see how the story ends, I am acknowledging that it is going to probably be a pretty epic ending to a trilogy, which I actually thought wasn't going to work, splitting this book into 3 parts. But, you know, we're definitely going to see a little bit more of Smaug, we're going to see a little bit more development for other characters, and we're going to see one hell of a final battle. I don't think it's going to be quite as epic as maybe the Battle of Helm's Deep or the Battle at Mordor from Return of the King, but I do think it's going to be highly entertaining, and I can't wait to see how this Hobbit trilogy ends, even though technically I already know how it ends. Going into number 5, it is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Now, I absolutely loved the reboot that they did for Planet of the Apes. I absolutely think the character of Caesar is truly unique, even though he, at the time, didn't have the ability to actually talk. And Andy Serkis's performance is just absolutely phenomenal. It's just a shame that he was not nominated for a serious award. He has proven that this new form of technology can work with acting. It's not just some cheap gimmick. And I really hope that this is the movie that actually makes people acknowledge that this type of mocap work is serious acting. And I can't wait to see exactly what has happened with this world, because if you saw the teaser trailer, it looks like the planet is not doing too well and the apes are taking over. So I really want to see where that storyline goes. Going into number 4, I picked 300 Rise of an Empire. Now, before I even started doing 3TR, I did have like a little award thing that I used to do just kind of by myself with like movies I saw this year, and I believe 300 came out in 2007, and that was actually my favorite movie of that year. And I'm a big history buff, so I do know exactly how these battles will play out. So to see the Battle of Salamis play out is going to be really interesting, because the first movie we saw the Spartans fight, and this time we're going to see the Athenians take over in the Navy combat. So I'm just really curious about how the filmmakers are going to project this part of the Persian and Greek like rivalry. I'm really curious how that's going to play out. Going into number 3, I picked Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. We still don't know too much about this movie except what's given to us in the synopsis, if you've read online. But Christopher Nolan is my favorite director of all time. And this was before the Dark Knight trilogy, because I definitely have liked his other films like The Prestige and Momentum, and Inception is still my favorite film. So I really want to see what he does in a new environment after he's officially done with Batman, because you can never go wrong with a Nolan film. In fact, I think at this point he's yet to make a bad film. Going into number 2, I picked The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, you guys know me. I have yet to see The Amazing Spider-Man 1. From what I've been told from several other people, it's nothing to really miss. But going into this one, I'm really excited to see exactly what they'll bring. I'm really curious to see what Jamie Foxx is going to bring to the character Electro, because we've never had Electro in a movie before, so to see him do that is going to be interesting. I'm a little bit curious about having too many villains, because we don't want a Spider-Man 3 scenario playing out, but it definitely looks like the writers are setting up Sinister Six. They might even add some Venom very soon, so hopefully they keep that balance there, and this will end up being what could be the best Spider-Man movie we've ever had. And that brings me to number 1, and my most anticipated movie of 2014, which some of you may already know, is X-Men Days of Futures Past. Now that we've officially had the announcement that we will be getting Apocalypse in 2016, I'm just curious how combining the original cast and a new cast of First Class, bringing them together and creating a story around the Days of Future Past storyline is going to fit into Apocalypse, because we all are kind of tired of Wolverine constantly being the main character, and I really don't want that to be the main focal point for Days of Futures Past, because I actually did enjoy First Class just as much as X-Men 2. So if they can actually keep a very good, well balance between the two characters, although it does seem like it's going to be a bit overcrowded, if they can keep that intact and they can make enough references to kind of signify exactly how Apocalypse will be brought into this new timeline, then I have no doubt that X-Men Days of Futures Past could be the single best X-Men film we've ever had. Now, those are the top 10 most anticipated movies of my list. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe. Check for me my future movie and video game reviews. And please tell me, what are some of the most anticipated movies that you're looking forward to in 2014? Please tell me in the comments down below. And you can also press one of the links in the description down below to follow me on Twitter or friend me on Facebook, and I will be sure to friend you and follow you back. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.